Hi, everyone. Welcome to this session. And in this session, we are going to learn one tense, followed by amazing vocabulary, and then a quick activity on interaction. So, firstly, 5 steps not to forget that is going to take you definitely to your goal to become fluent. Watch the videos that are there in the English Can application, live session. Come and practice in the live session. We do vocabulary, we do grammar, we do speaking. Correct? Because the classroom gets divided into small groups of 3 to 4 and you interact for 30 to 40 minutes on which you have to record a video and you get a feedback on regular basis. So it is important to follow these 5 steps. It is 15 minutes to fluency. If you invest your time in doing these 5 activities, it is going to work amazingly for you. So today the tense that we are going to focus on is called future perfect continuous tense. We all know there are 12 tenses because each of it is segregated into 4 parts. Segregated means divided. Present has 4 parts, past has 4 parts, and future has 4 parts. So we have reached the last in the future tense, that is the 12th tense, that is called future perfect continuous tense. Now, what do you mean by future perfect continuous tense? Before learning how to frame sentences in future perfect continuous tense, I want you to understand the basic thing that you need to know while structuring a statement. Your statement, when you are speaking in English, should have just these 3 elements: subject, verb, and object. When you exactly add these 3 elements of subject, verb, and object, things become very easy and your thought process becomes very structured. So what is a subject? Subject is about whom are you talking in the statement. After the subject comes the verb. 90% of your sentences start from I, we, you, they, he, she, and it. These are the sentence starters most of the times. After the subject comes the verb. Verb is nothing but action. Any activity you do is called a verb. And last but not the least is an object. In every circumstance, the verb keeps on changing. Sometimes you will find it V1, sometimes you'll find it V2, sometimes you'll find it V3. It depends completely on the tense. So the tense that we are going to focus on today is called future perfect continuous tense. What do you mean by future perfect continuous tense? Any activity, listen to me very carefully. Any activity that you are going to start in the future. I repeat, any activity that you are going to start in the future, it is going to continue for some time and end in the future. For that, you make use of future perfect continuous tense. I repeat, any new activity that you will start in the future, it will go on for some time and end in the future. For that, we make use of future perfect continuous tense. I'll give you a very relatable example. If from next month, okay, from next month, you're going to join a yoga class. I repeat, from next month, you're going to join a yoga class. And that yoga class is going to go on for 2 months. So next month, mein aap usko shuru kar rahe ho. It is coming in the future. It is going to go on for 2 months. And after 2 months, it is going to end. So you will say, I will have been attending yoga sessions for 2 months starting from next month. So this is what you need to know. Any new activity that you are going to start in the future, it is going to go on for some time and end in the future. That is future perfect continuous tense. For example, in order to frame a positive statement, the flow of your statement will be, I will have been doing my project. So will have been plus ing. I will have been doing, you will have been coming, they will have been reading. So will have been plus ing is nothing but future perfect continuous tense. Ye main karti aa rahi hogi. It is going to start in the future. It is going to go on for some time and then it is going to end in the future. मैं करती आ रही होगी, मैं कर नहीं रही हूं अभी. I'm going to start doing it in the future. It will continue for some time and then it is going to end. That is nothing but future perfect continuous tense. And if you want to make it negative, it is going to be I will not have been doing. Will और have के बीच में not लग जाएगा. I will have not been doing. I will not have been doing. Raj will not have been studying. The players will not have been running fast. So will or have के बीच में when you add a not, it becomes negative. You can also make use of short form. The short form of will not is won't. I won't have been doing this. We won't have been doing that. So this is nothing but future perfect continuous. We do not make use of future perfect continuous so much while speaking. I repeat, we do not make use of this tense so much, but still, if someone is using it with you, you should be able to understand what tense is it. So future perfect continuous is any activity that you will start doing in the future. It will go on for some time and end in the future. That is future perfect continuous tense. Okay. Now, in order to make questions, we know there are 9 WH questions. What, who, where, how, why, when, which, whose, and whom. And it is not compulsory that every question will have a WH question. Aisa compulsion nahi hai. But whenever it is there, it will come first. For example, if you want to make a question without WH, I will have been reading. मैं reading करती आ रही होगी. Will I have been reading? The family will have been celebrating. Will the family have been celebrating? The shops will have been opening. Will the shops have been opening? So this is nothing but questions in future perfect continuous without WH. And if you want to add WH, it totally depends on your choice. For example, I will have been reading. मैं पढ़ती आ रही होगी. Why will I have been reading? मैं क्यों पढ़ती आ रही होगी? The family will have been celebrating. Where will the family have been celebrating? The shops will have been opening. When will the shops have been opening? So this is nothing but questions with or without WH in future perfect continuous tense. Now let's compare all the 4 tenses in the future tense. First is simple future. I will read a book. मैं किताब पढ़ूंगी. I will read a book. Future continuous. I will be reading a book. मैं किताब पढ़ रही होगी. I will have read a book. मैं किताब पढ़ चुकी होगी. And I will have been reading a book. मैं किताब पढ़ती आ रही होगी. This will be I will have been reading a book. This is how you compare all the 4 tenses in the future tense with each other. Simple future, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. Now, in the next slide, we are going to learn all the 12 tenses. We are going to see all the 12 tenses in one frame. So let's first go to the present tense. For example, present tense we know is segregated into 4 parts. Simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. I write a letter. मैं खत लिखती हूँ. Present continuous. I write a letter is simple present, something that I do generally. Present continuous is जो अभी हो रहा है. I am writing a letter. Present perfect is जो अभी हो चुका है. I have written a letter. And present perfect continuous is जो अभी तक होते आ रहा है. I have been writing a letter. It started in the past, but still going on. Now, when you go to the past tense, simple past is something that happened yesterday or last week. In fact, even if I talk to you about today morning, I'm going to make use of simple past tense. I wrote a letter. मैंने खत लिखा था. I was writing a letter. मैं खत लिख रही थी. I had written a letter. मैं खत लिख चुकी थी. I had been writing a letter. मैं खत लिखती आ रही थी. So that is nothing but simple past tense. I had been writing a letter. मैं खत लिखा करती थी. But now I'm not doing it. And when we go to the 4 tenses in the future, first is simple future. I will write a letter. मैं खत लिखूंगी. Future continuous. I will be writing a letter. Future perfect. मेरा letter लिख के हो चुका होगा. I will have written a letter. And I will have been writing a letter. I'm going to start writing it in the future. It will go on for some months or for few months, and then it is going to come to an end. So this is all about the tenses that we have learned: present tense, past tense, future tense, all the 12 tenses in one frame. And today we learned specifically future perfect continuous tense.